All right, here's Rallo again with another story for you. So, we're going to call this Seeing for the First Time. I'm going to kind of continue that series of stories. As I had talked about before, when you see something for the first time, you just in awe or in amazement. You admire, appreciate just that moment of seeing something for the first time, whether it's a new place, new sight in nature, something. It always just that first look is just to me always amazing to see. And so we're gonna call this scene for the first time the Redwoods. Redwoods is no different. I remember when I was in my early 20s, I created this bucket list that I still look at from time to time and I update. And I put the Redwoods on it. And I think I probably saw the Redwoods in a magazine or a little bit on TV. I think everybody's heard of them. You might have seen a picture and been like, wow, but it just, maybe doesn't always register. But that's always stuck in my mind since I was young. And even if I modified my list, that's always been on there. So it took me about 15 or 16 years to finally go see the Redwoods, which it didn't disappoint at all. So I was glad was able to make that happen. And they look so gigantic, bigger than what you'll see on TV, bigger than what you see on camera. Just in awe, just in amazement of how giant these things are and that they really truly exist. You're driving a car through and you see these redwoods that are bigger than the cars. You could have 3 or 4 people cross, and that's maybe how big a redwood is. Some of them are like 20 inches wide. They get up to 200 to 300 feet long. So these things get really, really big. Meaning, like if you're driving to go see them or you're walking through, then they're almost blocking out the sky. So it almost seems like it's like a cloudy day, or it's at sunrise or sunset. That's what it looks like. So when it's going to be dusk, that's kind of what it looks like almost all day, unless the sun's like directly over the trees. So remember, 300 feet tall, that's a long way. So just think that big and something bigger than a car, that's what you're going to look at. And there's nothing but like groves of those, like when you have a row of plants and stuff like that. Just imagine seeing just pockets of 30, 40 of these redwoods or even more on top of a hill or right by the street, or you're driving through them. It's just really cool to see. And so I've seen, different versions of the redwoods or sequoias, that's their original name is. So when I'm talking redwoods, I'm not talking the ones by Yosemite, ones that are really furry, that are big, the biggest in diameter, and they only get about 200 feet wide. Those are true sequoias. I'm really talking about the redwoods that are up north, that are those cousins of the sequoia. So think of like Humboldt County coastal redwoods. So they're more green, not just the reddish. So they'll be green and a little bit brown. And they're right by the coast. They get fed by the beach, I guess. So it's just pretty to see to go. You see a little bit of the ocean, and then not too far off, there's the trees going up the hills and the mountains, and they look pretty green and just giant, like you're in Alice in Wonderland or some type of show. So, to see these beauties of nature, you just go up to Humboldt County, close to Eureka. There's several national parks up there to go see. You can drive the Avenue of the Giants up there and just see how massive they are. Again, like I said, it's like you're transferring to a different world. If you go early enough, you get to see some of those trees with the mist over them, so then it really looks like you're in some type of fairy tale. But you can take great pictures, but it's just nothing like being there in real life. I bet this is how ants feel. So, and I've been up there a couple times now. So anytime I go, I just feel like I'm, transformed away from the busyness of life to just to relax and be in awe, because it's almost like, to me, magical up there. That's the only way to explain it. So magical, in fact. It's a place we chose right away because it was so magical that we got married there.